I'm just going to be 100% honest with you guys. I thought this episode of Parasyte was absolutely amazing. It had so much deep meaning to it, and it really just got me personally at a very kind of like thought-provoking, and it just let me think about a lot of things in this episode, so I can just go straight in and just show the crazy shit that went down with Goto. This motherfucker showing himself to be a deadly threat to the entire like whole thing going down with the parasites. And it's like when they were going against like all of them, and they had like this one guy just standing in front of like all the policemen and everything, and he was just like standing there talking about like the entire parasite race, and we need the parasites and all that. We need them to actually go like deal with them. It's like this guy Hirakawa, it's like we need him like say like humans are the ones on the food chain, and look what they're doing to the environment and all that. Like, they're destroying it. We need to work with it. Like we need actually a lot of manslaughter just to take care of like the planet so it doesn't get over polluted, so it just like keeps everything in balance. And that is why the parasites have come to this world. Like they are there to sort out like the whole problem with humanity, like pretty much gonna like kill itself and the rest of the human life cycle as well. And when we saw this, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is just like some deep shit. And it's like, what is this guy saying, this parasite? And it's like, out of all of them, he's like the one that showed the most emotion, and they just straight up shot him and then found out this guy was human. This guy, Hirakawa, was human all the time, and Tamiya was the one that actually found really a lot of interest, because Tamiya found like a lot of things like, it's like, well, I can relate to this, and this guy is actually on our side, and he's a human. He saw like the parasites for what they are, and he saw that these guys can actually save us. These guys are our saviors. We have finally got something that is above us, above, the human tree. Like, it's a very interesting concept to see like what really has happened, to see that the parasites themselves are literally, to this point, they are the highest thing on the food chain. And this is how humans would react if something takes away that food chain. Like, if they take away their dominance and them trying to take over, it's like when Goto just came in, slicing dudes up, cutting them up. And even that dude with like the whole scar on his face as well, it's like, this is just Goto fucking right. Even that crazy ass like serial killer Uragami, he just straight up shot the guy that was looking after him after he saw like all the blood everywhere and all that. He's like, I prefer knives and all that, but I'm still gonna have to take care. But Goto just coming in with like just firing off. You just see like how he has this huge metal hand and all that. It's just like when you see his face just like transform with all the eyes and shit. And even the guy, when he had his entire squad, it's like, yo, get to the roof now and all that. And he was like blowing grenade launches at like him, and it was still doing nothing. He was using guys with meat shields, and it still wasn't enough to take down this guy. This guy was just super strategy, like giant shotgun, like buckshot shells. And if people don't know, a buckshot does a lot of fucking damage to a human being. If you take a buckshot, that can fuck you up. Like, straight up, like, even as well, he was admitting, like, if I get hit by a grenade or a bug, it's like, cause, he's like, oh, I just look at your hands and I look at your eyes and I can see where you're going to fire it, and then I can just predict its trajectory and just, like, straight up avoid it. So when he saw that head fly Shinichi, he just fucking panicked, and like the police are like, you know something, don't you? And like Shinichi's like, I don't know anything. And he starts seeing his head flying on there, and it's like, Jesus Christ, having a fucking nightmare of just that shit. He was like absolutely losing his mind, and like straight up when he was just walking around out that nightmare, he thought he saw like everyone's faces go to it, and like just when these two punks are like, get on your knees and apologize, Shinichi got on his knees and apologized. He's like, I'm sorry, but then he was like, I'm sorry, just start punching them and shit like that. It's like, I apologize, didn't I apologize. And it's like when Murano appears from, he was panicking and all that, holding her. He is terrified of losing the thing. He's like, Father, I'm going to be going away soon. Mother, I'm going to be joining you soon. And it's like, he doesn't want to lose the things that he loves in life, and especially Murano, someone that he deeply cares about. And when she just comes up and approaches him saying, come to my house tonight, no one's here, I want you to be here. And honestly, this felt like when this part of the episode, it really got to me. It was a very special moment and all that. It's saying his true nature like surfaced, and it's like he showed how much he cared for Murano. It's like, I love this girl to death, and they finally had sex, and they were finally, becoming one. And it wasn't just, oh, they just showed it there. It had a lot of deep meaning. It showed that Shinichi finally became one with Murano. He just genuinely loved, and he found like someone that he could fully openly trust up with. This is the first time he's really honestly showing anyone his scar and just showing someone like his true feelings. And when he just straight up was on the bed, and I can super relate this, just saying, I love you. I just straight, I love you. I don't ever want to let go of you. And it's something, if people have ever been in a relationship, or if anyone's gone through that part of the relationship and you just straight up just love someone, the person next to you or by your side, and he's like, I can just live like this forever. Like, I honestly, like, they've gone through a lot of things together. Like, when you're with someone, with a partner, and you have gone through a lot of experiments, like, good and the bad, it's, you just show, like, how much you care for the characters. And it was just like, it wasn't just there, just like, oh, you know, it's just a cute little moment, like, love, right? It really had a lot more deeper meaning to it. And definitely through this episode, like, when he just finally saw that, and after all that happened, it's like, I'm going to live. I'm going to, like, no matter what it takes, I'm going to live. Because, like, he was planning to run away, and when he's, like, finally, like, just showed how much this girl means to him, he was just like, I'm staying. I love this girl. I love my family, and I kind of love the human race. So, extremely deep part of the episode. And, like, I have been informed as well. I haven't been spoiled on the manga or anything, but I do know that there's about, like, 7 chapters left of the manga for them to adapt. So, if we're going by that logic from there, and judging this as episode 21, you know, we could obviously see about, like, 2 to 2.5 chapters per week now for, like, the last couple of episodes. And honestly, this was kind of one of my favorite episodes, because definitely throughout this episode as well, it really made me reflect on the series and kind of things in my life as well. And I was just, during that scene with, like, both Shinichi and Murano, it literally made me reflect on a lot of things that happened in my life and happened there, and I could just slightly relate to a degree. Oh, not with the Parasyte shit and all that, but it just made me relate to a lot of the things that's happened in my life, and just the amount of, you know, stress and stuff that can happen for, like, a human being's life, and to show how things can just change so much, and show, like, when, like, you're very much like last age, and, like, all hope is lost, you finally see those people that genuinely care for you and genuinely love you, and you want to stay by them, and no matter what, through the turmoil, throughout the suffering, you want to be there with them, and you want to stay with them. That's a little bit of deep talking for you for there, like a little bit of deep talk of Panda today, but it's like, I love this episode, mainly because of the deep meanings, and the fighting was awesome. So I personally am going to give this a 10 this week. I think this episode was amazing. I thought this was, when an episode lets me sit down and think and really get fucking down there, and just a great setup between Shinichi and Goto, like the final battle, it really got to me there, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I really enjoy talking about this. 10 out of 10, absolutely fantastic. Let me know in the comments section down below. I'll see you guys next time.